So, how do you like it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
The hotel services are on the door. Enjoy yourselves.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Right. It's all yours, Nancy. Room 218. Now get used to feeling independent because you are going to be independently wealthy before long, huh? Hey, now come on. Now, trust me, Nancy. I know what I'm doing. When we get through with Ben Martin in Kingsley General Hospital, you are going to be set for life.
I didn't know anything about it until your mother told me. But Amber had an abortion.
Your child.
My kid. The reason I went back to her, the reason... You'd think she'd have the common decency to at least talk to me about it first.
What difference would that make? We're all responsible for our own decisions, aren't we? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go to my mother's funeral.
Stacy, I'm begging you, please, listen to me. If you turn your back on me now, Amber will have accomplished exactly what she wanted from the beginning. Please.
I'm still alive, and that's because Ben operated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're alive, and just listen to you. I mean, your voice is ruined, Nancy. For the rest of your life, people are going to have a hard time understanding everything you say.
But he says that it's going to improve.
Oh, sure. Sure, they're going to tell you that, but do you really believe it? Now, Nancy, listen, if the truth be known, any caveman could have done what Ben Martin did to you. I mean, he put a ballpoint pen in your throat. Now, if that's what they're teaching in medical school nowadays, well, I'll just back off, believe me.
Yeah, but because it was an emergency and I had to get some air.
No. There are other ways to get air to a person, Nancy. And let's not forget the scar that the good doctor left you with. Of course, what else can we expect when he was working in the dark with a tool that he didn't even pretend to sterilize? Nancy, listen to me. You are a lovely young lady. Now, should you have to go through the rest of your life disfigured like that without being compensated for it? And Nancy, believe me, I'm just trying to get you to think about these things.
Yeah, but Dr. Crenshaw's an expert, and he looked at it and he said it looks just fine. There may not be a scar at all.
Oh, no. Nancy, let me have a look at it.
No.
Nancy, now come on. It's going to have to come out eventually in court anyway. Now, I am your ally, huh? Come on. They're just handing you a line, Nancy. I mean, that Dr. Crenshaw is just like everybody else at Kingsley General Hospital. If the hospital loses, they all lose. So it's much better, of course, if they don't get sued at all in the first place. Nancy, listen, I'm sorry. I don't mean to disillusion you like this, but this is the way things are. Now, I'm just trying to look out for your best interest. Somebody has to do that, and I really care about you, Nancy. Do you mind?
No, it's...
Nancy, what in heaven's name are you doing here?
Amber doesn't care about me. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about that kid. All she wants to do is to destroy our love.
Our love. You don't love me, Gil. You made that very clear. How can you stand there and tell me that now?
I lied. I deliberately lied to you, Stacy, to make it easier for you to forget me, knowing the whole time that I would never be able to forget you.
You lied. Then how can I believe you now?
I don't know, but you have to. I made a terrible mistake. Cutting you off was like cutting out my own heart.
This is all like a bad dream that I wish would go away. I wish everything would just go away.
Amber and I only had contempt for each other, Stacy. The only reason I went back to her was for the sake of that child, and now the child is dead. And she's playing us both for fools.
She got what she wants. Amber always gets what she wants.
No, Stacy, no, she hasn't. She used an innocent child to try to get her own way. And I fell right into her hands. I hurt the only person I ever really loved. But don't let her destroy us, Stacy. Just don't. And she can't. If you give me another chance.
Dad's waiting for me in the car.
Stacy, please, don't go. I can't go with you because I'm afraid of what might happen if I see Amber.
You're afraid.
Stacy, I want to hold you. I want to comfort you. I'll do anything. I'll stay here. I'll go. Anything. Just please, give me another chance.
Did you really care about the child?
Yes, I did. When I realized, fully realized, that I was going to be a father, it made a difference. I liked the feeling of living for someone else other than myself. And I wished that you were the mother, because I knew that you could love it the way it should be loved. And now it's gone. And there's not even a funeral to say goodbye.
You better go now.
I'm sorry, Ione. I know I really should have called you.
Nancy, you really don't have to answer to this woman. Mrs. Redlin, I think it would be better if you visited my client when you're invited.
Well, I brought her some clothes.
Well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you, and I'm sure she appreciates it. But she'd like to be left alone now, if you don't mind.
Dan, will you please?
Nancy. All right, whatever you say.
Nancy, sweetheart, have you given any more thought to this lawsuit?
Well, yes, I'm still thinking about it.
Sweetheart, Ben put himself and his whole future on the chopping block just to save your life.
Oh, I think that's stretching things just a little bit, don't you, Mrs. Redlin?
Were you there?
Were you?
No, but I know there's a limit as to how long one can go without breathing. And when Dr. Martin found her beside her car, she was almost dead.
Well, now, let's just leave that for a jury to decide.
There isn't any jury that's going to convince me otherwise. There wasn't time to wait for any rescue squad. The child was struggling for air.
Oh, I see. And I also suppose that there wasn't any time later when they got to the hospital for Dr. Martin to wait for a throat specialist to come and put Nancy's voice box back together again.
Mr. Myers, you are really ignorant.
Mrs. Redlin, it doesn't take an MD to know that an operation should be handled by a specialist.
Oh, and I suppose if you were laying there bleeding half to death, you'd want to wait for the only specialist to come here from out of town.
Ah, Nancy, you see what exaggerated lengths people will go to protect someone in their own profession.
Mr. Myers, I know exactly what you're doing, and I don't like it one bit. Nancy, this man is using you. You better believe that he's not doing this hoping not to gain something for himself from all of this.
All right, I think Nancy is tired right now.
I am tired, Ione.
Well, honey, I expect you are. Now, here's a few things from home. Here's just a little bit of perfume I brought you. Not very much. Now, if you need anything else, you don't hesitate to call me, you hear? All right, now you take care.
Look, Gil, you don't have to sit here if you don't feel like it.
Oh, I know. To tell you the truth, I came in here looking for a familiar face. I'm going through a lot right now, and I just don't feel like being alone.
I'm really sorry about the Canterbury complex.
That's not what's bothering me.
Well, is everything okay then? I mean, with the company?
Well, it's been rough. I had to let a lot of people go. And trying to get some working capital together, and, well, you know the banks. But we're doing a little better now.
I really hate what I did.
Look, I know you're sorry. Peter told me about 100 times. That's over, okay? So forget it.
All right.
Good. So, how's it going with you and Peter? He says it's serious.
I guess things are.
You guess? He doesn't seem to have any doubts.
Well, Peter's a pretty determined person.
Is that why you like him so much?
That's part of it.
Determined, huh? Thank you. You know, he's madly in love with you.
He gave me this ring. It belonged to his grandmother.
Do you feel the same way about him?
Why are you so concerned with the way I feel about Peter?
He's a friend of mine, and I don't want to see him get hurt. There's too much of that going around these days.
Look, Gil, I wouldn't hurt Peter for anything in the world.
No, but you might kill him with kindness, though.
Is that what you think I'm doing?
I don't know. You tell me. Do you love him? Or are you just sticking around because you can't get out of it?
I think maybe you better go sit someplace else.
Maybe.
Look, I care a lot about Peter. You shouldn't go around assuming things about our relationship.
I'm not assuming anything. I'm just asking.
Well, I told you. I care a lot about Peter.
Thank you, Jerry, for everything.
It's okay. You just make yourself at home.
Stacy. Sit down. You know, I've never had much of an opportunity to really talk to you or see you that much, but, well, I know Mom thinks so much of you and your dad, too.
It's nice of her to do all of this for us.
Well, you know, it's not quite been 2 years yet since we lost Dad and Grandmother, too. It'll be 2 years in January.
That was some kind of an accident, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a car accident, and it happened on New Year's Eve.
That must have been terrible for you, losing both of them so suddenly.
It was a shock, but no more than what you're going through right now. And I just wanted you to know that we're friends, and we really do understand what you're going through.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Your family is so close. It's so loving.
Yeah, it's true. But I'll tell you, we've been almost pulled apart at the seams a couple of times. The Lord's just helped us through it, really.
I wish my mother and father could have gotten back together. He really loved her. It's so absurd to think that he was accused of killing her.
I know.
Amber and I were never close, so there was no love lost.
Can't you even talk to her at all?
There's nothing left to say. Mom was the last thing we had in common. Amber hates Dad. She's delighted he's been accused.
Oh, golly, that's a shame. I don't know, I just hope that she comes around to her senses someday.
Hi, Dave. Would you like some coffee?
Yes, thanks.
I know how difficult this all must be for you right now, what with the murder charge hanging over your head along with everything else.
Thank you. You know, that reminds me. I think I have an idea about why I appeared drunk the night that Kate was shot.
What was it?
Well, I've been having this trouble with allergies lately, and well, Lucille and I were discussing it this morning in jail.
And?
Well, I took some medication. It was new medication. Lucille actually had the prescription filled for me.
You think you had a reaction to the drug?
It's possible.
Dave, I'll tell you what. Why don't I help you out? I'll run down to the clinic this afternoon and ask Lucy myself.
Thanks, Terry. That way I could spend a little more time with Stacy.
And you should be with her. I'll be happy to go.
See? You did find something else to do for us.
It's my pleasure, believe me. Well, hi, Stacy. Look, why don't you two just feel free to linger here in the kitchen? Because I know you both need to be with each other. I'll run these sandwiches out. Would you like one, Stacy?
Daddy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through the rest of this day.
Oh, you're gonna make it, honey. We both are.
Peter, hey, how you doing?
Hey, don't get up, don't get up. How are you?
Good.
Hi.
Hi.
Everything okay?
Sure.
Did you show Gil the ring?
It's an heirloom. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Haven't set the date yet, but we're working on it.
That's right. It is an engagement ring, isn't it?
Oh, sure it is.
I didn't mention that we were engaged. We were talking about so many other things.
Well, congratulations.
Well, you're one of the first to know, outside the family.
Really?
Yeah?
Well, I'm honored.
So how are you and Stacy doing? I mean, you didn't go to the funeral today, obviously.
I couldn't, Peter. But poor Stacy, she's really having a rough time today. I mean, she's got to see Amber. It's her mother's funeral. I wish that I could be with her. She needs somebody today.
I hope you and Stacy get back together. You know, if it means being with the girl you love, it's worth it.
Daddy, do you think it would be all right if I went back to my apartment?
You mean now? I'm sure they'll understand. Look, do you want to be by yourself, or do you mind if I come along too?
No, that's fine. I just think I'd be able to relax there more. I miss Mom.
Yes, I know you do. Look, I know Terry will understand.
Is it all right if I go out to the car now? I can get out this door.
Sure. I'll explain.
Where's Stacy?
Well, she's already in the car.
Oh, Dave, listen, I have a card for her. Could you hold on just a second?
Sure.
Listen, Dave, Lori and I'll be back home a little later on if there's anything you need.
Thanks, Ben. You've been great. All of you, I really appreciate everything you've done for us today.
Dave, it's really for both of you.
Thanks, Laurie.
Alex. Listen, just God bless you all, huh?
Dave, now listen. You call if you need anything. I mean that. Anything at all.
Yeah.
I will. Better say goodbye to Terry.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I guess I should go home and relieve the babysitter, huh?
Yes, and I should get to the clinic. What time is it anyway?
Hey, Alex, why don't you follow along and go see Scotty?
Oh, no, thanks. I've got to get back to the hospital, but I sure would like to pick up on that invitation to dinner.
I'll make sure she gets you there.
Where's everybody going?
Well, Terry, you've really outdone yourself today, and I hate to eat and run, but...
But let me guess, you have to eat and run.
Right.
Okay, excuse me. Vicky.
Mrs. Davidson, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had company.
Oh, well, they were just leaving. Come on in. I think you know my daughter and son-in-law.
Hi, Vicky.
Yes, hi, Vic.
Hello.
And this is Dr. Alex Greeley, one of the doctors at our hospital. This is Vicky Lane.
Hi, Vicki. So nice to meet you.
Same here.
Well, Terry, I've got to run along. Thanks for including me.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
See you later.
Mom, I'll call you later.
Okay, honey.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, this is quite a surprise, Vicky.
I know, Mrs. Davidson. I wouldn't ordinarily drop in on you like this, but I just had lunch with Peter.
Oh, you did?
Oh, by the way, he passed his test.
Good. Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go into the kitchen? We can talk there.
I'm not going to stay very long, Mrs. Davidson. I need to talk to you, though, about Peter.